Hi, my name is Teresa, and today we are going to have a Bible study on marriage and divorce. I would like to say that I made a video a couple of weeks ago, and it was on qualifications of an elder. So if you would like to go to my YouTube channel and watch that video, that would be wonderful. If you like it, hit the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel so that you can help me spread the gospel. So first, I would like to start in Matthew chapter 19, and I'm going to read verses 3 through 9. Now, this is the Pharisees, and they are speaking to Jesus. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he said, And unto them, Have you not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twine shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twine, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man put asunder. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement, and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, commits adultery. And whosoever marries her which is put away, commits adultery. So if we go back up to verse 3, the Pharisees were always asking Jesus questions to tempt him, to see if they could find him in a contradiction. And so Jesus asked them a question, and he said, Have you not read? So he's asking the Pharisees, Have you not read the law? Do you not know the law? That at the beginning was made male and female. And so marriage is between a male and a female, a man and a woman, not a man and a man or a woman and a woman. That is a false doctrine, a false teaching. That is not scriptural. The only scriptural marriage is between a man and a woman. And he said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twine shall be one flesh. So Jesus is saying, once you are married, you are to leave your mother and father. So you are raised by your mother and father, you become an adult, and then you get married, and then that is your family. He's not literally saying never talk to your mother and father. He's just saying that now you and your wife are one flesh, and all the decisions are between you and your spouse. And you are to become one flesh, and that is by thinking alike, respecting one another, working on your marriage at all times, living godly with each other, helping each other in spiritual matters, helping each other make decisions, being there for one another. And then Jesus says, Wherefore they are no more twine, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together. So Jesus is saying that the only way that you are joined in marriage is by God. God is the one that does the joining of the two. And he says, Let no man put asunder. And asunder is a separation, a split. So no man on earth can separate you from your husband or your wife. So you can go get a divorce, and if it's not scriptural, you are not divorced, because God is the one that joins you together, and you're not going to be separated from that marriage unless it is scriptural. And so when you get married, you're deciding on whether your girlfriend or boyfriend is the one that you want to marry. You need to make sure that you understand it is for life, and there is only one reason why you can get a divorce. And the Pharisees, they said unto Jesus, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? And Jesus said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. So Jesus is telling them that Moses gave someone a divorce because their hearts were hardened. And that's just the same today. People get a divorce for any reason whatsoever. And just because they have a writing of divorcement does not mean they are divorced, because like Jesus said, God had joined them together. And if God joined you together, he's the only one that can separate you. And then Jesus says, and I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, which is adultery, sexual immorality. So that is the only reason you can get a divorce. So if you are married and you are a woman and your husband commits adultery with another woman, you are okay to remarry. You are okay to get a divorce. He is not. If you get a divorce for no reason at all, neither one of you are eligible to marry, because once you marry someone else, you both are committing adultery. So Jesus clearly says that there is only one reason for divorce, and that is for sexual immorality, adultery. If you would like to turn to Genesis, the 2nd chapter. Jesus told the Pharisees from the beginning, it was male and female. We all know the story of creation, that God made male, and from his rib he made woman. And in chapter 2 of Genesis, in verse 24, it says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. This is what God said in the beginning. So if you want to turn to, let me make sure, Malachi, which is the last book of the Old Testament. And let's go to the 2nd chapter. And I will read verse 16. This is what God thinks of divorce. It says, for the Lord, the God of Israel, said that he hates putting away. He hates divorce. So that is God's feelings on divorce. So when we decide we're going to get married, make sure you know that it is for life, and that there is only one reason to get a divorce, and that is if one or the other commits adultery. Also, let's go to Hebrews, the 13th chapter, and I will read verse 8. This says, Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so just because today people get a divorce for any reason whatsoever, it doesn't matter, because Jesus said from the beginning, it was male and female. So it's yesterday, today, and forever. That will always be. And there's only one reason for divorce, and that is for adultery, and that will always be. It will never change. Same yesterday, same today, and the same forever. God's law never changes. So let's turn to 1 Corinthians, and let's go to the 7th chapter, and I will read verse 39. Now, this is talking about if you're married and your spouse passes away. It says, the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband lives. So you are bound by marriage because God joined you together with your spouse. But if her husband dies, she is at liberty. She is free to marry to whom she will. And so God is saying that once your spouse dies, that contract of marriage is no longer there, because that spouse is, of course, passed away. And so you are free to marry. Now, at the end of this verse, it says only in the Lord. I believe that means that when you're a Christian and your spouse dies, that you can only marry someone who is a Christian. There are people that don't believe that, but you can read it for yourself. That's how I interpret it. It says that she is free to marry to whom she will, only in the Lord. So to me, that means that you can only marry someone who is a Christian. If you have any questions about any of this, you can put them in the comment section below. I know this is a hard lesson for a lot of people, because there are so many divorces today and so many excuses to get a divorce, but there is only one reason for divorce. And like I said, death is not a divorce. Death is someone who passes away, of course, and so you are no longer bound to that contract that God joined you together. That spouse is gone. So of course you can remarry then as well. So there's two reasons that you can remarry. That is if your spouse dies and if they commit adultery. But there is only one reason for divorce, and that is if a spouse commits adultery. So like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. Hope this study helped you. You have a wonderful day, and God bless you.